Welcome along to episode 782 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on the show this week, I'll be chatting with Bake Off royalty. Matty joining us for a bit of a natter. I caught up with him at the Royal Three Counties show over the weekend. We'll also be talking with keyboard royalty, the wonderful Jean Martyn along. We'll be having a chat about her forthcoming gig in Cannock a little later on this year. In addition to that, we will be meeting up with the Grange players, Rod Bissett. He is in their latest production, so we'll be having a bit of a chat with him, finding out what's going on with that. And we'll be hearing from the Speakmans as well as we talk everything to do with teeth. That's all on the way on the show this week.
Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
Now, Jean Martyn is keeping very busy. Gigs up and down the country and a new place to visit too. She's here with me now to tell me quite what's going on, including a fantastic local gig this September. Jean, how you doing?
Hi, Jason. I'm fine. Thank you very much. And I hope you are too. And the listeners?
Just about getting by, I think, which is what we all can hope for, isn't it? So, I mean, you've been busy here, there, and everywhere. You're back living in the Midlands now, and this is a time to chill out just a little bit more. You've had some mad busy times, but the performing is taking you all over the place, including your first gig coming up in Ireland.
Absolutely. I'm so excited about that. In fact, the gentleman has just been on the phone. He said, we can't wait to see you.
Yeah, I mean, what sort of things are you doing at the moment? I know you tailor every show to suit your audience, but have you got sort of a package that you're touring at the minute?
More or less, yes, because I've got some new equipment, which is absolutely fabulous. And the concert that's coming up, the local one, that's going to be a blast because I've got 4 organs and a piano on stage.
That sounds like a film from the 90s.
It does, yeah.
That's going to be absolutely brilliant. And I mean, means you get to show off all of your skills on these different instruments. And are you going to continue the tradition of not having any music in front of you?
Oh, absolutely. Who needs music? No, I have been working on copies, actually. I've been doing a Beethoven sonata just recently.
Mm-hmm.
It was one that I gained my qualifications for, and I thought, well, I'll drag it out again. So I got a copy, and I was a bit rusty, but it's up to date now and perfect.
So, I mean, you must be having great fun with this still, and that's the important part, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And the audiences love hearing you play.
Well, I'm amazed, Jason. Yesterday, I happened to stumble across one of my followers who is from Leicester. And as soon as he saw that I was actually listening to him live, he suddenly put on my BGT audition for his listeners. And then he was talking about me. I thought, oh, my goodness. But my social media channels, they've just gone crazy. Especially TikTok and YouTube now, and of course Facebook, and Instagram.
It is good fun. I mean, I dropped in on one of your live concerts the other day. I know Hans was there on filming duties, and you were actually sharing music live. And although, yeah, obviously we don't quite get the same atmosphere as being in the room with you, which is why people will be buying tickets for every gig they can get their hands on. It's still absolutely fantastic fun, isn't it?
It's absolutely fun, yes. I enjoy it. I come to life when there's an audience, albeit on the other side of a camera. But I've got a huge American following, and I think I may be invited to do an American tour because it's been 7 years, or it might even be longer, that I have played in America. So it's time I went back.
Absolutely, they'll be glad to see you. It'll be great fun to be able to tour over there, and they've probably got all sorts of different venues and halls. And whilst you might be travelling with equipment, which I assume you rent when you're over there, but there'll also be instruments to play in churches and beyond.
Yes, church organs. There's some beauties, and theatre organs over there. I've yet to do a theatre organ concert in America. I've done a piano concert and I've done electronic organ concerts there, but I've never done a classical one on a big pipe organ. So that's going to happen this year. On the Isle of Man, and also the one in Ireland. That's
So that,
going to be in a church in Northern Ireland, which will be very interesting.
So, I mean, that's going to be great to be able to share your music that way. And I mean, have you got any favourites that you're performing at the moment?
Well, I've done a new program and I've geared it at sort of, I'm doing funky stuff now. I'm doing Bob James, David Sanborn on the saxophone, the jazz, because I was trained by Johnny Danquist and I've let my jazz side slip a bit. So now I'm working on jazz, and even that now is encouraging. The numbers on my channels when I do a live is very, very high on the jazz stuff as well as the orchestral. But I think I'll always be known as an orchestral player. But it's just, people can't believe that I can just sit at a keyboard, and if I've not seen it before, I can just sit down and play, and I know exactly what sounds I want from the console in front of me. You know what I mean? And they say, the question I get asked is, how do you know when you change from different instruments? Well, I've just had this new instrument, this new keyboard, 2 new keyboards, and I've not tried them before. And one was a surprise birthday present, which came, and I hadn't got a clue it was coming. And the lady and her husband who delivered it said, well, come on then, let's hear it before we go. Well, I just rattled off a few tunes, and their mouths were open because they said, gee, you've never seen this instrument before. I said, well, you just go for it. And if there's anything goes wrong, you just put it right as quick as you can.
But I think that's just the joys of live music, isn't it, as well? That
It is.
if anything that wasn't what they expected was improvisation. So that comes out nicely. Okay, so to the gig in Cannock, this is coming up on what date, please?
It's September the 26th at the Prince of Wales Theatre in Cannock. Richard, the manager, he wanted me to do a concert, and then the COVID came, so I couldn't do that. And of course, I was in Holland at that time. So I thought, well, it's about time I went back, because this year I've been playing for 50 years, Jason. So it's a lovely time to go back to do this in Cannock.
Well, it's a great stage and a great setup there. So you've got a brilliant way of tearing the audience as well, and the way the sound will reverberate will be amazing. And what else have you got planned for the night?
Oh, well, that'll be telling, but I'm going to be including a lot of songs from the shows, orchestral film themes, the jazz session, piano, classical bits and pieces, and of course a lot of improvisation, which the audience love. And I may yet have a live drummer. I'm not sure, but I may have a live drummer with me, which will be interesting, because I'm taking my Hammond B3. And of course the Hammond organ is fantastic. In fact, we're going to Ireland this weekend, and we're going to fetch another Hammond. So that'll add to the collection.
How do we get hold of tickets for that one?
You can get the tickets from the box office at Cannock, and the number is 01543 578762.
Or just give them a Google and you can find the website and buy that way too.
Yes. You can see the seating plan, and you can choose where you want to sit. There's the ground floor seating, or there's the tiered seating, and it's perfect sound wherever you sit in that theatre.
Yeah, great sound, great line of sight. There's not a bad seat in a house. There's no posts. That's how it works, isn't it?
No, it's super.
The cantilever roof making that sort of thing happen, I assume. But there we go.
It's
going to be absolutely brilliant. It'd be great to have you so close to home performing, and everybody can come along and enjoy what will be an amazing show. 26th of September at the Prince of Wales Theatre, Cannock. That number again, 01543 578762. And you could be heading on there and seeing Jean Martyn in action. Jean, give us all your details for your socials, because people can start the party now by joining you online.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Well, I'm on Instagram, on Jean Martyn UK and Jean Martyn Netherlands, and I'm on Facebook on Jean Martyn and Jean Martyn Music. I'm on YouTube, and I've got 2 channels on there, and I'm also on TikTok.
So that's going to be
Yeah.
worth having a check out. Look for the details, follow, find out more about all the forthcoming gigs. Of course, there'll be links to get the tickets for the existing ones too. Gene, always love to speak to you. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on stage at the Prince of Wales over in Cannock on the 26th of September.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you for inviting me again. It's been great. Thank you.
Now, Rod Bissett joins me to let me know what's going on with Grange Theatre and their production of Dangerous Obsessions, which runs from the 27th of June through to the 6th of July. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Hello, Jason. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Is everything okay with you? Enjoying this latest production?
We really are. We're going all guns blazing for this one because we've been off stage for a little bit too long now. So we're hoping to come back with something very edge of seat exciting.
Okay, so it's got the word dangerous in the title. That's always a good point. So what's happening here then?
So we are presented with the rather lovely summer house conservatory of the Driscoll family, Sally and Mark, where upon their very happy married life comes John Barrett, a man who has a secret that, once revealed, will quite possibly upend their idyllic life together.
Ooh, okay. So it's intrigue, marital current harmony, possibly turning to disaster, and probably a host of other characters along the way.
No, it is just those three. We just have the two Driscolls, Sally and Mark, and John Barrett himself.
Wow. Okay. So how does their interaction start, and how many sets are involved in this one?
It is literally just the one set. So we only ever see the conservatory. Events conspire as to why we don't get to see anywhere else. And it starts off very innocently and very pleasantly, as everyone seems so very, very nice. And then suddenly something happens.
Okay.
And now we don't know who we can trust and who we can root for.
Right. So we have to be careful and no spoilers, because you clearly haven't shared anything which could give any sign of a hint as to what happens next. But is it something which the audience now wow and gasp at when they see this? Have you ever seen a production of this?
We have done this one before. We did this about 18 years ago.
Wow.
It was actually the stage debut of a much younger Christopher Waters, who is now directing this production.
Right. Okay.
So it's very much close to his heart, and so he knows the play very, very well. And yeah, we're absolutely hoping that as the play goes on, the audience will be hushed, not because they've all fallen asleep, but because they don't want to miss a single bit of what's going on.
Okay, so it's going to be good. So tell us about the three cast then. Who do we have playing parts there?
Playing the Barretts, we have Adam Woodward, who's a bit of an old hand to the Grange. People will have seen him before in various other productions. Playing his wife, Sally, though, is a newcomer to the Grange called Abby Simpson, who's doing absolutely amazing stuff for us at the moment. We're delighted that she's joined us. And playing the rather secretive John Barrett is myself.
Okay, so you, I think, are going to cause a lot of trouble. But then again, we expect nothing less of you.
Would I ever, dear boy?
Okay, so I mean, it sounds absolutely brilliant fun. Where do we class it as? Horror, comedy, drama, mystery, a bit of all of that?
We would call this a mystery thriller.
Ooh, okay. So this is going to be really chilling at times then.
Oh, absolutely, it will be.
Now, obviously, great work done down at the Grange, and lots happening. But where are we in the season? This is the last of your season before the summer.
That's absolutely it. So this is our season finale before we close doors for a month or so, tidy some things up, sweep some dust away, and then reopen with a new exciting one, which we will reveal very, very soon to your listeners.
Was that in which case? Well, we also need to check out all of your socials and stuff as well. Get teasers,
absolutely.
So and tickets. So give me all of the web details now, please.
So you can just go through our website, which is grangeplayers.co.uk. Click on the link that you see there. That will take you through to Ticket Source, where you can book all the tickets that you might possibly want. Or if you prefer to do it the old-fashioned way, you can call our box office on 07909 036 835.
So give it a shout. Check out when you can get there. And it's the 27th of June through to the 6th of July. But is it the 3rd that you're not performing?
Unfortunately, due to events outside of our control, we're not going to be putting on a production on the 3rd of July. That is right.
But other than that, Tuesday night and away you go.
Fantastic. We are looking forward to this one. We really are.
Well, it sounds absolutely amazing, and I love the intrigue and everything that goes along with it. And the fact you can't give anything away because spoilers are bad. We don't like spoilers, but
We absolutely don't. So no, I wish I could tell you so much more, but it's a fantastic way to sell tickets. If you want to know what's going on, come on down, get yourself a ticket.
Well, Rod, always good to speak to you. Thank you for joining us. Break a leg, and we look forward to seeing more from the Grange players as well as this one. There's loads of stuff you'll do as we head towards the end of the year. But thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you as ever.
Now, nearly half of people at 44% fear the dentist, while 3/4 of those people are being put off by going to the dentist entirely, which isn't good for your teeth or your overall health. To tell us more about a recent survey, I'm joined by Nick and Eva Speakman. How are you doing?
We're
Well,
great.
great, thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Good to have you along. I mean, writers, life coaches, TV presenters, and a glorious smile for both of you. And it is important keeping our teeth looking good, isn't it?
You know, it really is. I think that people underestimate the absolute importance of good oral hygiene, good dental health, and because it does actually have a knock-on effect both on our physical health and on our mental health as well. It's amazing how many people that we've helped over the years who, because they've had anxieties around going to the dentist, they have got to a point where their quality of their teeth have diminished. And therefore, they have an issue with smiling. They will speak with their hand over their mouth. Some people are having changed careers because they felt so embarrassed and ashamed about their teeth.
I'm quite lucky in as much as I have had a fair amount of dental work done over the last few years, mostly due to neglect on my part. And it's a lifestyle thing, and it's one that I'm not proud of, but it is the way it is. But so I'm not too bad, although I don't sort of actively look forward to going to the dentist. I can sort of mentally cope with it, but that's not the same for everybody, is it?
No, it's not.
Not at all. And I think that part of the problem, and I'm sure that you can confirm me that dentistry has changed so much over the years from how it used to be in the past. And the trouble is, when we have an irrational fear, what we're tending to do is use an old learning or an old schema or reference, something from our past, to which drives our future behavior. And what we need to do is update that and realize that things have changed so much. And one of the things that we recommend for people anyway, if they've not been to the dentist for a while, is just go along to your local dentist and just get used to the environment and ask them if you can sit in the chair, and they will let you do that. So you're not having any treatment, you're just getting used to the environment. You can see how much it's changed from those times of the past.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Jace, don't beat yourself up, because you were sort of saying there that, you know, you take full responsibility for the fact that, you know, your dental care wasn't perhaps what it should be. And I think that happened to a lot of us as children.
Yeah.
And this research that has been carried out by Bupa Dental Care, what they've actually highlighted is that, yes, 44% of the population have some form of dental anxiety, but over 30% of those people have passed that on to their kids, and 1 in 5 actually don't even take their children, you know, they don't take their kids to the dentist because they're fearful of, you know, because of their fear. So it is a knock-on effect, and this is why it's such a great topic to now start to speak about, that we should now start to update our thoughts and our sort of opinion of dentists, because it has changed. They are very much now orientated around making it as comfortable as possible for you. They are very understanding that there is this kind of a cycle going on, which is a worrying cycle where parents are passing on their dental anxieties over to their children, which obviously is having a knock-on effect on their teeth.
Yeah, because I mean, we're probably in an age now where parents will have probably eaten way too many sweets as kids because they were available. Grandparents and great grandparents' days, actually, their teeth were an awful lot better because they had less access to sugar. You know, over the last 40, 50, 60 years. Now things have changed somewhat, and you know, I'm 52, so I grew up eating way too many polo mints when wandering around university, and that's I know which teeth it went, and because they were just attacked by the sugar and the plaque that built up. It's unfortunately just the way it is. So we need to make sure we're getting these things checked on though, because the sooner you get something done, as with all healthcare, the sooner you get it done, the less invasive the treatment. You're less likely to go for a root canal if you get a small filling sorted out quickly.
Yeah,
And that is important, and it's important that I'm so pleased we're talking about this now, and it's great that Bupa Dental Care did this research so we can talk about it. And one thing that we need to do is break the pattern of parents making their children frightened. And they're saying it's not the parents' fault, because ultimately children don't listen, they copy behavior, just like we copy accents. So but what we're going to do as parents is say, look, let's look at the dentist in a new way. Let's go and visit the dentist. And what one great thing now is that dentists, that they part of their training is about dental anxiety, and so they now know how to help people. And one thing I think that's made a really big difference, and you'll find this when you go to the dentist tomorrow, Jason, is that they now say, right, I'm now going to do this. You're going to feel a little prick. You're going to feel this, or right, and they tell you in advance as opposed to just going in and doing stuff when you're not expecting it.
Absolutely. And I think, with Bupa, and we talked a bit about here, and everyone goes, Bupa, they do private medical care. Well, they do NHS and private dentistry as well. And so I think that's the thing, not to forget, there is NHS cover. They're one of the providers for the NHS, because, I mean, these days, all dentists are individuals who work as subcontractors for the NHS anyway. It's very rare. It may be an NHS dentist, but that's just they take on NHS work.
Absolutely. And whether, in whatever capacity, dentists and dental professionals do what they do because they are genuinely passionate about helping people and about nipping it in the bud before it escalates, just as what you quite rightly said there, Jason. It's more about, it's like taking your car for a service. You do that so as to avoid anything sort of going wrong later in the day. So if we and checkups, you're in and out, it's painless, it's a great, really quick, and so why not take advantage of that and prevent things in the future? It was alarming for me to read that the statistics of how many people with dental anxieties are literally they're trying to self medicate and sort themselves out, with I think it was 1 in 5 actually pulling their own teeth out, if they're doing their own tooth extraction, and it's so unnecessary when in this day and age that dentistry and modern technology has come on leaps and bounds. So it isn't what it used to be, and if you are somebody who struggles with dental anxiety, even before you go and have an appointment, ask them, can you come down, can you have a look, can you have a chat, can you see, familiarize yourself with the environment, because you'll probably find it wasn't anywhere near as scary as the image you portrayed in your head.
And I think also, big shout out to all the dentists making a difference here, but also to the assistants and the nursing, dental nurses as well, because they do an amazing job of keeping you calm while somebody is working on your mouth.
Absolutely.
Of course, let's not forget them at all. Thanks for the shout out.
And I love the fact that they do, because they just, I think sometimes people sort of think that they're some sort of a species or breed of their own, but they are just human beings who with families, and they have teeth as well. And they want to chat with us. So, and it's quite nice, to have a good chat in the dental chair when you can. And they're lovely.
Yeah, well, I say it is important to get these things checked on and avoiding turning into bigger issues. Obviously, Bupa have done this research. Where have we got to find out more and find out about the services?
Yes, absolutely. So if you'd like some more details, both about dental care and about this research, then you can go to bupa.co.uk/dental. And you can also search worries about dentists if you'd like to read more about this. Absolutely. And it is genuinely a fascinating survey.
Well, do check all of that out. Also, next time you see Nick and Eva, the Speakmans, on TV, look for that smile. It glows in the dark. They look amazing. Righteous therapists, life coaches, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you.
Down here at the Royal Three Counties show, we've got baking royalty with us. Matty, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, Ty. Now, Bake Off, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this time last year we was well into it.
So how long did it take to film all of that?
It's 10 consecutive weeks. Mm-hmm. Mostly weekends. Pretty much 10 weeks, Saturday, Sunday, and then in midweek is just relentless practice.
So it's something that completely takes over your life and then changes it, because wherever you finish on the show, obviously winning helps, but wherever you finish on the show, there's always interest in you after.
I I probably didn't quite realise how, one, consuming it would be, and also two, kind of what could come after it, certainly as a result of winning it. So maybe that naivety was a good thing.
So what has it been like? Because obviously you must have a massive spike on your socials. I know you're enjoying doing stuff on there, but events like this, it must be great to go out and meet people and share your cooking skills.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of the best things about kind of coming off of the back of Bake Off, is getting to go to things like this and speak to so many people and see so many people and bake with them. So yeah, it's been really cool.
And how has it affected the day job?
It's made time more precious.
Holidays are non-existent now, I'm going to guess. They get books to come and do things like this.
Yeah, exactly. But I enjoy it, so it's all good fun. So I'm a big fan of it.
And when it comes down to the cookbook, has that happened yet? Is it what's happening?
No, not yet. Unfortunately, there's nothing just yet that I can say about. But hopefully, fingers crossed, something soon.
It does take a little while for these things to come through. But I mean, you do get to share stuff online quite regularly, and you're creating recipes without the pressure. Must be good.
yeah, without a doubt. And then if it doesn't taste all that good, at least I can just be annoyed at myself rather than be told how bad it is.
And again, is that a downhearting experience when that happens? Because it didn't happen too often to you, did it?
On the show? Yeah, it is. It is. But to be fair, you got to try everything that was made after, and then 9 times out of 10, you would completely agree with what they said. So it's a bit of pill to swallow, but it was a truthful one.
Okay, so what does happen next then? We've hinted cookbook, but I mean, have you got other aspirations that might come off the back of this?
Yeah, like a cookbook would be good. Hopefully, that's the next big thing to come my way. I have. This is my last year of teaching as well, so it will just allow me to apply a little bit more energy into it, and yeah, hopefully some cookbooks, maybe a little bit more TV work would be good as well.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Well, thank you for joining us. Thanks for having a chat. Have a great time sharing your cooking today. And how often are you down here on Saturday as well, I think?
Yeah, today and tomorrow, so 3 different shows on both days.
Oh, Matty, start a Bake Off. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Cheers.
That's all for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 783 next week. I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.